Happy Thanksgiving. Today, we're kicking off a new segment called 300 Seconds with the Peacocks. The UIU shotgun sports team was one of just 3 teams that competed this fall, alongside UIU's esports and women's bowling squads. Joining me today for our first edition is our shotgun sports head coach, Reba Kingsley. Coach, thanks so much for joining us just for a few minutes today to chat.
Thanks. I'm excited to talk about the shotgun sports team.
So after recruiting your first class to campus last year, how good did it feel to be out there competing on the ranges this fall?
It felt really good. The team faced some adversity and everything along the way and getting started with the changes and events occurring, but they were really flexible and they really went out there and had a really good, strong fall season. So
you guys had a lot of different competitions this year, probably 3 or 4 competitions you're in just a couple disciplines though, right? American trap, American skeet. Give us a sense of what the big differences are in those 2 disciplines.
So in American trap, there is 1 trap house. And then in American skeet, there are 2 houses, and a high house and a low house, trap house. And then in American, the targets come out oscillated at different angles. And then at American skeet, the targets come out high house, low house, alternating. And then the sequence is a little bit different with how the field is set up.
And in a given competition, how many targets are your athletes shooting at on a day?
So each round is 25 targets, and then they shoot 100 rounds for every competition is pretty much what it was. There was one that was kind of broken up per week. That was only 25 targets per week. And another one was 50 targets, so they shot 2 rounds.
Coach, in reading some of the recaps as this year went, I can tell you I probably would be lucky to hit 1 or 2. So when I see the numbers of, some of the guys hitting 25 targets, 20 targets, I mean, those are impressive numbers.
Yeah. The student athletes, they really improved every practice, every competition. Some of them were kind of new to skeet, hadn't came in with a lot of background of that, and they really picked it up very well. And they just all around kind of improved each practice competition, and they ended with some season high scores all around for the team.
So now you practice in 2 different places, one in Fayette, one in Oelwein. Tell us a little bit of the reason why behind those 2.
So the range here in Fayette, it just has American trap fields. So there's 3 fields out there at the Cornhill shooting range. And then we go to Fayette County Conservation in Oelwein, and we use their skeet house.
Okay. How about, leaders on the team? Obviously there's 6 guys on the team this year. That's, in our first year, we're looking to keep growing that as trap and skeet and shotgun sports in general, just keep continuing to grow, especially here in the state of Iowa. But talk about your leaders on the team, who really stepped up and led the group this fall.
Yeah, so all around, the student athletes kind of had a little bit of kind of getting to know each other, figure out everybody. At our first team meeting we kind of set team expectations, and I let the kids set them themselves, and then kind of talked about it as a team. So they really created this family-like atmosphere, really close bond to see it develop. And then just kind of all around, just the ones who kind of really stepped up and showed themselves into that leader position, and were really encouraging all around to kind of uplift the spirits in the team of the student athletes.
Coach, as you look to grow this program, what are you looking for out there? What are you trying to pull into Upper Iowa shotgun sports?
Yeah, so we're really looking for just all around students who enjoy shotgun sports and want to continue on. Student athletes don't necessarily have to come in knowing all the disciplines that we shoot. They can come in just being an American trap shooter, but just student athletes be willing to shoot all the different disciplines, because that's kind of how our college competitions will work. And then you don't necessarily as a student have to have the highest scores out on the trap field, as long as you're putting in your effort, putting in your ability, and continue to progress and develop.
Coach, I just want to really thank you again for being a part of the program here at Upper Iowa and spending a few minutes here before the holiday break to let us know and to let the fans out there know all about Shotgun Sports and the great success we've had this fall.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me today.
And to all of you out there, we hope you have a healthy and safe Thanksgiving. Join us again next week for another 300 Seconds with the Peacocks.